Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. The last song that you heard was called Saharan Cacti by Glass Cannon, and we have them live on air right now. Welcome, Glass Cannon.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Definitely, you're welcome. So, we're also joined by Shannon Shine.
Hey.
How are, it's so great to be here with everybody. So, we're here to talk about your new EP, Canyon Dance. Is that the correct name for it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about this EP. I know you have three songs, and some of them are different kind of sounds. It's different stuff than you've come out with before this. So can you tell us all a little bit about this EP?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. This EP was just it was kind of like a new beginning for all of us. We had Elias come out and do vocal stuff for the first time, recorded, so that was really awesome. He did that on No Pretendin', and it was kind of, I guess, based around the song The Flight that we'd written. I've had that, I don't know, kind of on my heart for a long time, and it's just about a transformation and kind of, I don't know, self-realization, self-love, and so we kind of base it around all of that and our experiences here in Lubbock, Texas, and being out here in the desert and the canyon, and just, I don't know. Casey?
And then like from a production standpoint, we worked with a lot of really good local artists. We collabed with Above the Empire, which is fantastic, classical guitar player. And then we worked with this other fella, Jonathan Smither, who's just like a super awesome bass player. Then we also worked with an awesome artist from Colorado named Dozier on Canyon Dance, and that actually came out of a collaboration from the Gravitas Create product challenge. Back when Gravitas Create was some of their first earlier challenges, like, we decided to create something, and then it ended up turning into a song. So this EP was like a really fun collaborative effort on all three tracks.
And how long did it take you to complete this from start to finish?
Oh man,
That's a good question.
I guess about like 5 or 6 months, really. Like it was a really fast EP.
Hmm.
Like once we got finished with the Strange Toes EP with one collective, we were already started on these songs, and then we were wanting to sort of push and a more, I guess, recognizable Texas bass feel with this one, and they really just came together very quickly.
Hmm.
What do you think the biggest struggle was for you while creating this EP or releasing it?
Um, Honestly, for me, one of the songs was really emotional for me to record, and it it's just because it was like really precious to me. Because I wrote it in a time when I was like very submerged in solitude and kind of finding my way before I met the band. So I had to take myself back to a place that I wasn't anymore, which is kind of hard to do sometimes, but also necessary to art, I think, as both of y'all know. Um, but yeah, I think that was probably the biggest challenge for me. Other than that, it was, I mean, I don't know, it was very enlightening to get to do that and have the support from the guys and bring my ideas to life there and kind of let them go and move in a new direction, move forward.
Yeah, it's always good when you can bring those like past visions into life. And I've been following your like your feeds and your movement with this process pretty closely. And I saw that you were breaking out a lot with your shows, and you had an experience where you were able to really release on stage. I'm kind of curious, was it to that song that you're talking about right now?
Honestly, it wasn't. I of all the songs, I had expected it to be The Flight, the song that I'm talking about. But it was during Canyon Dance when I was playing the ukulele, and I don't know. There was just a moment whenever I looked over at both the bandmates, Casey and Elias, and we were just all in sync. And I looked out, and all my friends that were there were just kind of making eye contact with me. And it was just really powerful, and yeah, it was really nice. Felt connected to the crowd for the first time. I'd always kind of felt, I don't know, I don't want to say like a stranger, but just kind of weird on stage. So it was really nice.
That's good to hear. Yeah. So you all are based in Texas. Is that where you all met each other? And so how did the band form together?
It was a pretty fun, drawn out story. Like we all met in Lubbock, but like Elias, our guitarist, who can't be here today, unfortunately, but
he's at home with his baby.
Yeah, but he's been in the music scene, indie and rock scene in Lubbock for a really long time, and I had kind of always known of him and his projects when I was coming up in the scene, through high school and stuff. And then we jammed at one point back in, oh shoot, I can't remember, probably like 20. Nah, I bet it was like 2011, 2012. But it just like didn't work out. It just was awkward as hell. It was like we jammed one time and we were like, nope. But then fast forward later on till like 2014, 2015, I had heard that Elias was getting in to electronic music, and we kind of started meeting up and just started jamming together, seeing what would happen and what we could do with like our weird toys. Because at that time I had already like collected a weird drum set with an Ableton rig and everything, and he had just started getting into processing his guitars through Ableton and everything. So we were just like, let's see what happens when we mash this up. And we just didn't stop, I guess. And then I guess like 2 years later, after Elias and I like really started figuring out how to work together, just like by really awesome chance between a mutual friend of mine and Holly's, he suggested Holly come over because she needed a project at the time. And basically from day one, Elias and I were just like, yeah, this is our singer.
I like walked in and they were watching my favorite show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, was on TV, and I was like, these are my people. They get it.
It's always a good feeling when you find your people. It's like the best
Sure.
feeling ever. That's awesome.
Cool.
So,
Go ahead, Shannon.
yeah, I think it's a great thing when you find your people and y'all are able to work really well together. And I've been listening to a lot of your different styles of music, and Xelo's right, the new EP is different than some of the other things. You mentioned that Elias actually, he sings or like raps on one of the songs. It happens to be like one of my favorites. So you guys kind of gave us a taste of that during Shine Online, and we got a really good response for your show or your
set.
Yeah, your set for Shine Online. And
Thank you. That was so much fun.
That really was.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do another one.
yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
I was thinking about that the other day. I hoped y'all did.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
We're working on it. And we hope that you guys are a part of it, because you guys are great.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead. Let's play with one song, and it's actually going to be the song that Shannon's talking about. It's called No Pretending. We'll get you back on to talk about the song, and then Ashton, Spaceship Earth, is in the live chat, and he has a question, so we'll get to that after the song. And this is called No Pretending.
Lean out your bed, and I will show you good. Leaning out bed is good. Leaning out bed is good. Is it my way to say I may never be okay?
With the way all things ended, I was pretty sick and tired of pretending. Got lost, left alone for days. I want my friends again. What's it mean to you when I'm falling through all the plans you knew I'd make come true? I made this land.
Who's inside of your mind? Who's inside of your body?
Even all the golden rain.
awesome jam. That was so cool. Thanks, Glass Cannon, for letting us play that.
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you for playing it.
Yeah. Love your music and your personalities.
Oh,
We
thank
love you. Both of you.
Yeah.
So I hate to talk about Elias because he's not here, but was he one of the ones who, I guess, kind of like wrote that song or had the story behind that song? Or how did you get him to come out
Yeah.
of his shell and be a part of that more vocally?
He stepped out of nowhere and was like, "You guys, I wrote this song," and then it was recorded. He recorded himself singing and he showed it to us, and we were just like in awe. Like, I didn't know that he could sing before that.
Yeah.
Because he just, I
With
don't
that
know.
kind of voice too, like,
Yeah.
'cause, I mean, just like when we're just hanging out talking, his voice doesn't like really. I don't know. You wouldn't guess it would sound that big.
Yeah. So yeah, he did. He wrote all of that, and I did like the harmonies and the background stuff for him, and it was kind of a nice little opportunity to bring him forward and make him shine a little bit.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, I think that's what's really cool about you guys. Seem really genuine and able to let the other person shine. I think that's really important in a band to like let your members grow and become better with you.
Definitely.
Of course.
Yeah, it's really cool to see how you guys do take that turn and each of you like kind of step back and let the other one really highlight whatever it is they've been practicing or working really hard on, and that's super admirable. And it's really cool to see people come out of their shell. I know you've been doing a lot of coming out of your shell, Holly. I'm sure you too, Casey, and you got him singing, so that's really great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I love it. I don't know. Our big thing, like, and we talk about it pretty often, is just not having ego about like parts that we've written, and I don't know, just trying not to have ego about, I don't know, your performance in general. And
Sometimes
knowing what's good for the song and the band and everything.
Yeah. Sometimes though we'll get a little bit heated because we'll write parts for a particular song, and it's easy to like get wrapped up in yourself writing because we record parts individually with Ableton. It's fairly easy, so there's a lot of time you're just like writing by yourself, and so you'll spend a lot of time writing something and be like, oh man, this is so cool, and you show it, and then like one or both of the other members are just like, ooh, I don't know. And so sometimes we've just like had some heated arguments because you know how it is, like you get passionate about what you write, but ultimately we come to like an agreement on what's best for the song, like Holly said.
Always compromise and hear what each other has to say. Always listen.
Great advice. Great advice. So we have a question from Ashton in the audience, Spaceship Earth, and he wants to know, how did you come up with the name Glass Cannon?
That's a fun story. So like one day I was hanging out with my buddy Ryan, who he's like a buddy from middle school, and he's a big video game buff, and I was just like messing with some beats, trying to learn something. He's messing around with his video games, and he's telling me about this like new character type he's building called the Glass Cannon, and I was just like, whoa, and I stopped what I was doing, and I was like, that's the coolest set of words I've heard. Tell me about it. And he was just like, well, basically it's like this character type that has like a ton of attack capability but no defense capability, so it has to have a team. So it's like has huge potential to do like major mission damage and accomplishment, but it can't do anything without a team that protects it and everything. So I was like, dang, that's a fantastic concept. That's my band name.
That's awesome.
That was before the band existed.
Yeah.
So you had the name from like a long time ago.
Well, he knew he needed a team.
Squad. Also, love you, Ashton.
Yeah, thanks for the
we
question,
love you.
Ashton.
Just throwing that out there. Thank you for the question.
Cool. Let's play another song from your EP.
And if anyone else is listening and wants to send us a question, how can they do it?
Okay, so if anybody else is listening out there and you want to send a question, you can do so by the chat room. bringmetolife.com. There's a chat as well there, or you can email us, projectbringmetolife@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just send a comment, and we'll get your question to them. And yeah,
All right.
wham bam.
Check out this song.
Thank you, ma'am. Check out the song, Canyon Dance.
in a second.
Hey, cool. Thanks for the song. We got Casey and Holly with us. What's up?
Hey.
So we just heard Canyon Dance.
Yeah, that was Canyon Dance. Tell us about that song.
Like I mentioned earlier, that one is a collaboration with an artist out of Colorado called Dozier, and she's a really awesome person. We met through the Gravitas Create Facebook group. That's this really neat community for developing producers. They can learn from really excellent and master producers. There's just it's a really helpful and supportive community. And right when it started, I first met Dozier, and we started listening to each other's collaborations. And then one of the production challenges was to do a collaboration with someone else in the Create group. So she reached out to me, and we made just a little bit of a track together and put it through the challenge, and it was fun. But as a band, we were just well, this is a really neat track. Let's just figure out how to make it a complete idea. And so we asked Dozier if she wanted to make it a full track, and she did. And so that's where it went.
Yeah. Also, those flutes are Casey's mom. We tracked. We spent an evening with her tracking her flute. She has this badass. I can say badass, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're on the internet. What up?
What's up, internet? She has a badass flute collection, and I don't know.
She's collected the flutes from she just visits reservations when she goes and visits Sedona, Arizona, and collects handmade flutes, native flutes, and then she makes really awesome mystical melodies with them. And I was just I'm going to record those and then chop them up and make a weird bass track with them.
Way to go, Mom! That's so cool.
Yeah, do you think you get your musical things from her?
Motivation?
Definitely, but I mean, both sides of my family are very musical. I've always been really supported musically, but I have an uncle who's a drummer, who's my mom's little brother, and then my mom's other little brother is a bassist. My mom's very musical, and then her other sister's musical. So yeah, it definitely runs in the family.
Nice.
That's awesome. Earlier, Holly, you said that it was actually during Canyon Dance when you had that special moment of feeling connected while you were playing your ukulele. And I'm curious, how long have you been playing your ukulele, and what inspired you to pick up that instrument?
I've been playing ukulele for about 3 years now. I transferred to ukulele because I played bass prior, and I still play the bass, but I was having some wrist pain, and so I needed to kind of compensate for that by playing a smaller instrument. And my little brother gave me my ukulele for Christmas one year, and so I just started to play it, and not really I learned the chords, but I don't know. I already knew the chords from guitar, so I didn't want to learn them on the ukulele. I just wanted to make melodies, and so I kind of did that here and there, kind of transferring what I knew from the bass onto there. And I don't know, I just sat down and jammed with them one day whenever we were, it was Slow Crave?
Yeah, it was Slow Crave.
Yeah, whenever we made Slow Crave, our first song that we released together, and made a melody and just kind of got addicted to it. The Middle Eastern string style and finding those sweet keys. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm about with the ukulele.
I love the ukulele. We actually, somebody who's kind of came to mind when you're talking there's this band called Cousin Earth, and we just premiered their music on Bring Me Life Radio, and one of the dudes there has a ukulele, and he plays it he plays it mostly, but then sometimes he brings out a guitar or something, but he plays it like it's an electric guitar, and it's really cool. And I don't know, I just think bands with ukuleles are awesome.
More ukulele.
Jamming on the ukulele, it's awesome because you can make it sing like, I don't know. It just has such an old ancient tone, I think. I really like it.
Yeah, I think Shannon just started learning a little bit of ukulele.
A little bit.
Nice. Are y'all gonna play to the pigeon on the porch? We
is
watched
back.
that video.
He is back. He
Yeah.
left for a week, and he's
still there. He's
So
still there.
We now have a
Same.
pigeon friend. He's now part of the Bring Me to Life family.
Yep, he's pooping all over. We gotta clean that up soon.
He is.
Yeah,
Oh,
he found a he found a perch on the light that's right next to the door, and it's just he just sleeps there and poops there all night.
But then during
Right.
the day,
Right.
he just takes off and he flies away, which I think is a great intro to the last song.
Ooh, yeah, it is. So, yeah, let's talk about this last song that you have here. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ashton. He's been commenting in the chat room, and he says,
"Love you, man."
yeah,
Holding it down.
he's giving you comments. So cool. But yeah, let's talk about this last song here, "The Flight." What's this song all about?
Okay, I'll talk about it.
Let's hear it. Haley.
It's about a song that I wrote whenever I lived in Austin before I moved back to Lubbock. I was there. It was before I met Glass Cannon. And I don't know. It was about my flight back home. Like I went out and like lived an awesome adventure for a long time, and I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to listen to it. You interpret it. But I don't know. It saves my life like every time I play it. So it's special to me.
Well, we're really excited to hear it. Before we do, can you let everybody know where to find you? What social media are you most active on?
We're really active on our Instagram. You can catch us at Glass Cannon Official. We're really active on our Facebook as well. You can find us on Twitter as well. All of our music is available through, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify. Well, some things we have just on SoundCloud, but all of our proper releases are available on Spotify. But if you want to reach out to us, please reach out to us through Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, we love Instagram.
Me too. We just recently got into doing the stories on Instagram.
He's been
It's
rocking
fun.
Instagram stories.
Yeah, thanks Ashton actually got me into it.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, Holly and Casey, for being here on Bring Me Life Radio. It's nice to have you all back again, and we appreciate it. Shannon, do you have anything you want to say?
I just really enjoy having your music as part of the network, and I can't wait to see what you guys release next.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Anytime.
Definitely. So let's get into this last song of the Can You Dance EP, and it's called The Flight.
Cool.
Somber songstress.
Yeah.